guys, this is Matt with Tips for Truckers over here, and we got Shelby the garbage disposal digging in his rabbit pellets like he shouldn't be, but he's still a good bunny. But anyway, so this video is about some more tips on if you ever slide on ice. Now I did a video on what you should do if you have your cruise control on and you're sliding on ice. This is just the standard sliding on ice. Now, if you've been driving, Shelby, stop eating my jacket. Okay, fine. Go over your pellets. Good boy. So if you don't have your cruise control on like you should or shouldn't, this tip is for you. So I've slid a lot in the snow and ice. And if you have been driving for a couple years, you will. I mean, period, end of story. And you're just going to need to know how to do it. All the words in the world, everything I tell you is not going to really help all that much until you actually do it. So maybe try it, in your personal vehicle or whatever, in a very controlled environment where you got a square mile of parking lot or whatever, and don't go over 10 miles an hour. Do that at your own risk. I didn't tell you to do that. But anyway, one thing I've noticed 9 times out of 10 when you start sliding. Okay, this is when you jackknife. Now, jackknifing is when your drives start to slide and your trailer's still going the same way. Once you start correcting the slide, so your steer tires will actually be sliding too most of the time. So once you start correcting the slide, you're gonna just start cranking the wheel the other way, counter steering, like you're supposed to. But I mean, you're just gonna want to crank it because nothing's happening. So let me just turn the wheel some more, crank it. No, okay, guys, because what will happen is all of a sudden, okay, you'll be sliding, your drives will be out, and you turn the wheel, and all of a sudden, whoosh, whoosh, it's gonna just jerk the other way. Now, so what I do every time, it takes practice, and it takes being very, very calm and situationally aware. 9 times out of 10, now there's sometimes I'm sure it's different, but from my experiences, 9 times out of 10, don't turn that wheel more than a half a turn. Maybe a full turn. No more. I wouldn't recommend more than a half a turn. And don't be jerky with your inputs. Be real fluid. Start turning the wheel, turning into the steer, and everything's got to be fluid and smooth. You're gonna want to either roll onto the throttle or off the throttle, whatever is appropriate, but don't get on the throttle. Don't all of a sudden just back off the throttle. Everything's got to be smooth. But the biggest thing is, once you start sliding and you start counter steering, man, things gonna go whoosh and jerk you the other way. You got to hold on for dear life. But man, do not overcorrect. It's better to just not even put any steering input at all and hope for the best than to crank that wheel all the way the other way, baby. No, he'll make it a million times worse. I'm telling you, man, this is coming from experience, baby. This is coming from the king. I mean, no, I'm not the king of sliding around. I really avoid it. It might have happened a couple times a year, maybe, and that's in a controlled environment. Now, if the roads are bad, I will park this thing. I'm known to park this thing. Yeah, if the roads are too bad, it's my call. Dawes is real cool about that. Shout out to Jim and all the dispatchers. Never gotten any flack about that. And I have at other companies, believe it or not. But hey, so if it's bad, you park it, man. If you start jackknifing, it ain't worth it to be on the road. But like I said, don't give it for smooth and slowly. And a lot of times also, when you're cranking it a half a turn, go back and forth a little bit, your steering wheel. You ever see like F1 drivers kind of like doing this with their wheel. That's because of the tire slip angle. But I'm not going to go into all that technical BS. But, turn the wheel the other way a little bit. Give it small, gentle inputs. And eventually they'll catch. And when they catch, just be ready to do whatever it's going to do next. And modulate your throttle. Sometimes you got to just tap your trolley brakes. But I wouldn't recommend that unless you're pretty experienced to know what's going to happen when you hit those. I personally probably only used it twice. But smell tips for truckers. Hey, if you're out here on the ice and snow, be careful and have a great day.